The last time that I was here, I talked with a woman who was probably, mid 50s, raising a grandchild, less than half a mile away from the crash.
Yes.
Who told me she was making $13.50 an hour, and that is not uncommon.
I have with me that gentleman who, as I said, was my guide, East Palestine, Ohio yesterday, and that's none other than activist, writer, social media journalist himself, John Russell. John, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Senator Turner. We're coming live from the McDonald's in East Palestine, where we're doing a little coverage today.
Yeah, that's your satellite office, that McDonald's.
That's the satellite office, yep.
I totally understand. And like my best to Jess too. I don't know if she's sitting next to you, but I just want to thank you.
She says hi.
Across from you. I just want to thank you and Jess so much for being our guide yesterday. I know that it was emotional. You've been covering this from the beginning. You grew up not far from East Palestine, so this is very much a part of your greater community. And it was such an honor to be there with you and to get a chance to vibe a little bit and be on the ground to feel in real time and not just read about or watch on television what was happening to the people in your community. Now, I want to start off with something that is not directly related, but maybe indirectly related. You were wearing a jacket yesterday, a jean jacket, IBEW jacket, I think. Is there anything significant about that jacket? I know unions. I mean, that's what came to mind at first, but tell us.
Of course, I was in IBEW union as a member of the Warren campaign. The Warren and Sanders campaign were two of the ones that were leading the way of unionizing campaign workers. And this jacket's also a nice way to say to the folks here where I grew up and where we're covering that what side we're on, because that's what it is about. It's about which side you are on. And that's really the central issue in East Palestine.
Yeah, it is. What side you're on. I remember when one of the ladies asked me, well, what are you? She meant in terms of my political affiliation. And when I said Democrat, she was not really happy, even though, she was cool about it, but I could tell her whole energy changed. And when I told her I ain't one of those, I'm one of these. I'm somebody that believes in working people all over this country, don't matter their political affiliation. And it really hurts me, John, to my core, because you got a lot of neoliberal types judging the people of East Palestine, even to go as far as saying they deserve what they got because of who they vote for. You laid out that over 70% of the voters there did vote for the Republican, but I think it is repulsive for anybody. I don't care who the hell they are, for anybody to say that any group of people deserves tragedy because of their decision to be free thinkers, to have choice. Because that's what we say we believe in the United States of America, unless you ain't making the choice I want you to make. But it is repugnant for anybody to say that a certain group of people get what they deserve just because of who they voted for. But speaking of voting for President Donald J. Trump, he was there today. Tell us what happened.
Well, yeah, in this very McDonald's he was here. And you know what happened was not a lot. He came here, it was exciting. But ultimately, did he help out a situation here? No. It's about holding Norfolk Southern accountable. It's about standing up for working class communities. And when Donald Trump comes here, he is helping working class people in name only. I mean, this is kind of a dog and pony show that he's been able to do, but in terms of holding the most powerful people's feet to the fire, I have yet to see that from the former president.
And it was under his watch that the rules were softened for the rail industry, even though on that point, John, there's a lot of talk, and I know we don't have much time, but we're gonna have you on over and over again to give us updates. But there, people are focusing in on the brakes, and rightfully so. We know that these the railroads, the trains are using braking systems from the Civil War. But you have another thought about what may be part of the problem here, and it's not just the braking system.
Yeah, I want to make sure that people know to focus not only on the braking system and the classification of hazardous chemicals on these trains. Had those regulations been in place, this was would have been likely less bad than it was. But I do a lot of reporting, talking to rail workers directly. And I think that's a secondary concern. What we should really focus on here is the corporate practice a precision scheduled railroad that's been adopted by every major carrier. This is a practice that cuts the important things to save money: less staff, training, maintenance, inspections, longer trains, less downtime. This is the practice. Now, what happened on this derailment? It appears that a wheel bearing overheated and caught fire and derailed this train. And I think there's a direct connection, we'll find out in the NTSB report for sure, to this wheel bearing failing catastrophically, and to the cuts to maintenance time and inspection time on rail cars that might have caught this and prevented this. To explode profit as much as possible, these companies have forced workers to cut the inspection time on cars from 3 minutes to 90 seconds. They've cut the staff that monitors problems as they occur on trains down so that one person might be doing the work of 5 people monitoring more trains over more territory. The corporate profit-seeking practices here have to be the focus for the apparent wheel bearing that derailed this train. I think it's got to be squarely on extreme profiteering and the price that we pay for all of that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, John. We are going to have you back. Folks, you heard it here on Unbossed. John Russell and to Jess, thank you so much for hosting Unbossed in East Palestine yesterday. And we're going to stay in touch with you and have you come back and give us updates.